Hi guys, welcome back to Just Claire Creates. Today I have a new video and it's the Scrappy Tag. This is the first time that I've done a face-to-face video, so you'll have to bear with me and my setup, and I do apologise if I stop looking at the camera and start looking at myself. But we're going to give it a go. So this is the Scrappy Tag and there are 15 questions to answer. I was tagged by Kira from Craft Create Repeat and I have a few people to tag at the end of my video. So we'll get started. The first question is, what is one scrapbook item you do not own that surprises you? And I had to think hard about this because I'm kind of impulsive. So if there's something I want, I tend to just buy it. At the start of this year, the thing that I didn't own was a paper trimmer, which was just madness. So I bought that at the start of this year, and now the only thing really that I can think of is a label punch. So this week I bought this tab punch because I obviously needed it for Camp Reset, obviously, but actually I use the label shapes more than anything, and I just keep printing them and cutting them out. I could really do with a punch. So that's the only thing really I can think of. The second question, if you were designing your own line, what 3 elements would be required? So if I was designing my own line, it would need to have Project Life cards. I use Project Life cards all the time, and I think for any collection that I designed, it would have to have Project Life cards in, and they would have to be kind of pale pinks, mint greens, pale blue with a bit of yellow as well, all kind of pastel colours. And I would have tiny word stickers, probably die cuts, packs of die cuts. I just go through die cuts like crazy, and they would have lots and lots of very little embellishments because I just feel like all the die cut packs have lots of big embellishments and I can't always make them fit in my Project Life or my Traveller's Notebook, so tiny embellishments for sure. Number 3, what one item is a must for you to finish a layout? I had to really think about this because I do lots of different formats. So I do Project Life, I do layouts. When I do layouts, they tend to be 8.5 by 11 size, and I do Traveller's Notebooks, and sometimes it's scrapbooky, sometimes it's mixed media-y. Generally, my layouts have journaling on. So I'd have to say that it doesn't feel finished to me unless it has journaling on. Anything else kind of comes and goes. So I, at one point, was using enamel dots on everything. Nothing was finished until it had clusters of enamel dots everywhere. And then I put together a kit for the counterfeit kit challenge and hardly used any enamel dots. I just used lots and lots of other things instead. So I'd have to say journaling. Question 4, most used social media influence besides YouTube? I had to think about this one because I was a little bit torn between Facebook and Instagram, and I use both often, but I think for influence it'd have to be Instagram. So I tend to save a lot of pins, save a lot of pictures on Instagram and then organise them by collection. So I have a Project Life collection, a scrapbook layouts collection, mixed media, Traveller's Notebooks, all sorts of different things, so that when I'm looking for particular inspiration, that's where I go. So if I'm doing a scrap lift or anything, then that's what I look for, and I just like that it's so easy to save the photos and have them there to go back to, and it's not taking up any space on my phone either. So sometimes I would screenshot things if I see them, but I do like that Instagram now has the collections for saving pictures, so I do like that. Number 5, who is your dream collaborator? I think it has to be Inky Quill. Adele from Inky Quill, that would just be incredible. I just think she's fantastic and she's so prolific, and she does Project Life and she does art journaling and mixed media and all that kind of good stuff. So I think to collaborate with anyone it would be hair. Number 6, if money was no object, what would your first purchase be? So my mind instantly kind of went to the big purchase items like a silhouette or maybe a mink machine, but I really don't know if I would use them. And I keep going backwards and forwards about whether I want a DSLR camera, and I think I do, but then when I look at my photos, so for my week in the life album, I had DSLR photos as well as phone photos, and honestly I'm struggling now to pick out which is which. And I just think the camera on the phone does such a good job. So I think if I could get anything, it would be to go to the Scrap Gals retreat. So I mean, from England, it's just inconceivable. I'm not working at the minute. I'm a single stay-at-home mum, so I have a very limited budget. I managed to do quite well for my scrapbooking supplies, but I would not be able to travel to America to attend a retreat. I can barely afford, well, I can't afford retreats in this country. So I just can't justify the cost of it. So if I won the lottery, I would be in America attending a Scrap Girls retreat and then scrapbook shopping in America. So that just covers everything really, doesn't it? That's a bit of a cheat, but there you go. Number 7, what do you have most of in your stash? This is my box of Project Life cards. This is after many, many, many purges. They just don't go down. Have you ever finished a Project Life kit? I haven't. So yeah, Project Life cards. Favourite item in your stash? Oh no. Oh no. I was going to pick out my Heidi Shine, which I've only just bought. But actually these are Ali Edwards word strips. And I know this sounds crazy because it's a full pack. So how can I say that they are my favourite? They are my favourite because this is the second pack I've had. I haven't actually... A friend sent me these because I'd run out of mine and I was using them on everything. I used it up. I used every single phrase strip on the sheet. I think I maybe have 2 left in my little packet of words and phrases. And so my friend sent me these and I daren't break into them. I haven't started it yet. I keep because I know I love it so much, I haven't started it. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? Why do we hoard things? Just look at them. I just love them. And then there's stars and they're gold foil. The only problem with gold foil is taking photos of layouts with it on. I really struggle with that. So any tips? Because I had a layout which had a gold foil title. Some of the Studio Calico ones that are like that, but on a navy card. And I just couldn't take a photo of it where you could see what they all said, because some of them were light and some of them were dark. I'm still going to use them on everything. Yes, I am. Number 9, most used item. I did prep my answers in advance and now I forgot. I'd have to say Project Life cards. I've done, right, hold on. This album, which you can barely see, that's brown, that is my first scrapbook album, and that is Project Life, and that is the most basic. The idea of Project Life. It was photos and cards, that's it. Journaling, that's it. So that has lots of Project Life cards in. This one was last year's, that's 2015, this is 2016, so that green one. So that's Project Life. This blush one here is 2017 part 1. This blush one here, 2017 part 2. So these ones do have full layouts in. And more embellishing, I guess, than these two. Oh, and then there's Centre Parks, Vacation, December Daily, Personal Stories, Week in the Life. What's this? Oh no, this is A4 and A5 layouts that are not this year. Project Life cards in all of them, really. Where do you do your crafting? Here, this is my desk. Let me see if I can turn you around. Whoa. Right, I can't really turn you around much more than that. That's my desk. That's my Calyx cube. This is my bed. Here. This is my bedroom. So I have this desk and I have this, and it has 4 drawers on each side. They're all full. Actually, no, only 6 of them are full of scrapbooking things. Then I have hair products, hairdryer, straighteners, big things in the other. I'm not doing too bad to keep it all in this area, and maybe those drawers that you can't see behind you. It's a good job I live on my own. Number 11, layout or project you have been procrastinating on. So, in this first album, I did kind of a December daily. I didn't know I was doing December daily, but during December we did a lot of things. So I documented it all. And for some reason I decided I'm not going to use any physical Project Life cards because I don't have any Christmas ones, and I'm not going to buy a whole pack of Christmas Project Life cards for 1 month. That was me in 2015. That's not me now. So I did it all in the Project Life app. And what I would do was screenshot the cards. I'd do my journaling in the app, screenshot the cards, put 2 together in a collage app and print them. So back then I was printing everything through TruePrint because I didn't know how to use my printer. I did. I knew how to use my printer. I didn't know how to print from my phone to my printer. That was life-changing. So I have all these pages and I've printed them. So in this album, there are my December photos and the printed out app cards that I did. But what I'd like is to take those pages, those app pages as a whole, and put them into a photo book so that at Christmas time I can get out my December daily album and the 2015 December daily album that I didn't realise I was making. Because 2015 is my son's first Christmas, and I just think it'd be really nice to have a photo book of those pages that I'd made so that I can get it out at Christmas time. Excuse me. So yes, the thing is, I didn't know how to export the page so that I could save it as a file and then upload it to a photo book app. I think I do now, but those pages are on my old phone, my iPhone, which broke and the screen is like off the phone, so you need to like press it in and hold it for the phone to work. And I think maybe I need to charge the phone. I think I maybe need to update the app and then save all the pages and then get them from that phone either to my laptop or to my phone. I'm just not. I know I want to do it, and I want to do it this month because I want to do it for Tracy Fox's Christmas scrapping in July. Is that what it's called? Scrappy Christmas in July. Something like that. I want to do it. I want to get it done now. It's just not happening. Number 12, layout. I was just checking that I'm still filming. Just checking that I'm filming all, really. Layout. Straight away or in a pile? Straight away for me. Straight away. Most of my layouts are Project Life layouts, so what else would I do with them? Yeah, they go straight into the page protectors into the album, and because that's been my process since 2015, and I'm only this year doing sort of different size layouts, I'm just in the habit of they go into a page protector, they go into the album, and this year's album I've put different layouts in amongst my project life pages where they fit chronologically, and if they are, well, if they're older stories, but they're 12 by 12, they go in this album anyway. And if they're older stories and they're 8.5 by 11 or A5 or anything that would fit in this album, this is just an A4 binder, then they go in there. That's older stories. So yeah, straight away. 13, Scrappy Crush. Who would make you grin or just be excited if they liked or commented on your project? I just think there's so many people. There's so many people that I admire and I'm excited by, but they're just people. They're just people too. They're scrapbookers too. And a lot of the people that I'm thinking of, I've had experiences communicating with anyway. So during National Scrapbooking Weekend, I created a page for a challenge on the Scrap Gals Facebook page that was set by Brandy Kincaid, and she commented on the layout that I made. The Scrap Girls mentioned me. Have I said this? The Scrap Girls mentioned me in one of their recent podcasts about Tales from the Group, which was very exciting. During Week in the Life, Ali Edwards commented on something that I'd uploaded. What had I said? I'd said something about that I'd had plans for the day, but in the end I just rested when my little boy went for a nap. And she said that she's a big advocate for resting when you need to rest. Yeah, and I commented on something recently on Inky Quill's Patreon, and she replied, all of those things. I think they're not celebrities. I mean, they are celebrities, but they're just people too, and this community brings us all together, and I just think that's great that we can have those conversations with the people who we're inspired by. 14, favourite places to shop. It's not easy. It's not easy in the UK. Hobbycraft sometimes has things, but it stresses me out. It's kind of a long way away from me. It's in Sheffield. It means either getting a train and a tram to get there for me, or getting someone to take me in the car, which I do every so often. Sarah will sometimes go, and her partner Ben will drive us. Thanks, Ben. But then we get there, and there's just nothing that I want. So I'm always a little bit disappointed in-person shopping. So I tend to shop online. Hey Little Magpie are just fantastic, and the shipping is just, I'm always surprised how fast it comes. There's Lottie Loves Paper. I used to sometimes get things from Crafty Charlie and Paper Maze, but Hey Little Magpie tends to have such a wide range of things that if I'm looking for a few different things, I could probably get some of them from each of those shops, but Hey Little Magpie tends to cover all the bases. Where else do I shop? Amazon, to be fair. If I can't find things, sometimes Amazon has them. And I have Prime, so I got some, what's it called? Texture paste and a stencil the other day from Amazon Prime, so I was very excited about that. Etsy's good too. I like Etsy for Traveller's Notebook things especially. Traveller's Times is great. Citri Dory, lots of UK shops, and then the shipping doesn't take too long. So that's good. 15. Oh, this is it. Have I actually answered them all? I think I have. Dream job in the industry. I hate technology. I would never be a designer. I love other people's things, but my brain doesn't work in that way. I just couldn't I've tried before to design my own project life cards that have sentiments that I want on, and it's very amateur. It's very much 8-year-old created this in paint. So definitely not a designer. I think what I would like to do is host crops and retreats. Which sounds crazy because I've never even been to one. I should probably go to one before I start thinking about arranging my own, but yeah, I think setting up places where scrapbookers can come together and share experiences and crafty time, and I think that would be really good. So that was my Scrappy Tag. I am going to tag some UK girlies. So I've got 2 Claires and 2 Emmas. Claire from Obstinate Pursuit, because I want to keep seeing more of your videos, girly. Claire from Scrappy Nage UK. Emma from Polly's Paper Crafts, and Emma from Sci-Fi Scrapper. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe for new videos when I upload them. Thanks for watching.